Hi everybody, and welcome to On Top of the Game with Doc Brown. I just want to talk a little bit about Last of Us today. Last of Us is one of my favorite games, one of the most important games I think made as far as story goes and just presentation. Like one thing about Last of Us and Naughty Dog is that they're making games that really truly sell you on the interactive film experience that everybody's always talked about that games can be, right? Like so games can be this perfect art form where they just have incredible story, incredible characters, incredible art, incredible just gameplay mechanics. Like Last of Us has some phenomenal gameplay mechanics. If you like the gunplay is much improved over Uncharted. Which is great, obviously, because Uncharted was not the best as far as gunplay goes, but it got better by the third one, or by the fourth one, it was real good. Then Last of Us, I think, took it in a different way, and I think it's a little bit more solid feeling. The guns feel weightier in your hands when you're shooting them with Joel. It does feel better. They also have some really cool stuff with the stealth mechanics in Last of Us. Like one of the best things they put in was that listening mode. So when you have the listening mode, you can actually see where other enemies are in the environment, and then go and either avoid them or hunt them or whatever you're trying to do to get rid of them. And it's really incredible experience. Like Last of Us is one of those games that I finished and I really just couldn't believe I finished it. Like it was just an incredible video game all the way through. Don't even get me started on Last of Us 2, which is also incredible, but that will come with the remaster. I'll do a review on that one. But Last of Us, just those characters, you have Joel and Ellie, and I'm sure by now most of you have seen the show for HBO. It's a great show. They do a really good job of retelling the story, but there's something about playing it. There's something about feeling that game and feeling those mechanics. Like when you feel Joel like kind of stealthily hunting something, when you're him stealthily hunting like another man, for instance, it feels incredible. Like it feels like you're truly stealthily and moving around in a way that is hard to convey in other games. Like another game that did really good with stealth, that much better with stealth, obviously. Like Last of Us has stealth mechanics, but I would argue it's a stealth light game. It's not really like a super heavy like stealth game where you're trying to dodge everything and whatnot. But like something like Metal Gear Solid 5, where you were free to approach the objectives in whatever order you wanted to, was just awesome. Like that game really lets you stealth around and feel that stealth, and it's built around stealth exploration. Like that's what it's built around. Last of Us is not. Last of Us is built around this gunplay and some slight stealth mechanics and the survival aspect of trying to get by on limited resources. It's definitely more in vein of survival horror than say Uncharted is. Obviously, like Uncharted is a very lighthearted affair. You might as well call it Indiana Jones like as far as its story and drama are concerned. But they do have great stories in Uncharted as well. But Last of Us story really resonated with me just because you saw that character of Joel, you saw him change as the game went by, you saw him actually realize how much he needed Ellie in his life, and he was willing to sacrifice everything, which if you've seen the end or done the end of the HBO series, you saw what he did. Which was obviously incredible. So Last of Us is one of those games that I just feel elevates the art form to another level. It's kind of like it's a masterpiece. It really is a masterpiece of a video game, and I would recommend everybody play it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's one of my most important video games. As far as what it proves to the medium, and one of the ones I talk about in class all the time, is how well they did on Last of Us and how well they did with the mechanics of Last of Us and the way it feels, and that's just something you can't convey by playing the HBO show or watching the HBO show, not playing it, by watching the HBO show or watching a Let's Play of Last of Us. Like you can't see it until you feel it, and it's a tangible feeling in that controller. And what's really cool on the PS5 version, they actually put in rumble whenever they talk, so you can like feel them talking, like it, and it follows the cadence of the dialogue and the kind of inflection of the dialogue. It's a really cool little feature. It's kind of neat to feel. I recommend it. I recommend Last of Us wholeheartedly, 100%. You cannot go wrong with Last of Us. I recommend you play it. If you have a significant other, they might like to watch Last of Us, watch you play Last of Us, if they don't get motion sick, of course. My wife happens to get motion sick, so we have a very hard time of playing a lot of games because she can't play a lot of games. But that's okay. So anyway, Last of Us is amazing, and I highly recommend that you get it and that you play it and that you love it, because you're going to love it. It's an amazing game, and please, please play it.